Welcome to the Decoding HVAC Podcast, powered by Fujitsu Air Stage, bringing you smart solutions, industry trends, and pro tips to keep you in the know. Hey, Matt, let's get into a ductless system, right? Let's get into some of the considerations, the benefits of choosing a ductless.
Yeah, absolutely. It's funny. It's kind of tongue in cheek now because really a ductless system now is what we used to call it way back in the day. Isn't not necessarily quite always a ductless system. So years ago, when the first reiteration of ductless came out, it was a wall mount unit matched to an oversized, massive outdoor unit, and it was spot cooling. It was this. Hey, I need a heater cool. Actually, most of it was cooling. I need to cool a sunroom, or I need to cool part of a garage, or whatever. Super inefficient. And that was the first reiteration of just being on the wall.
Okay, so just additions to an existing home.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's or spot cooling, or what have you.
But let's look at some applications for it, right? Obviously homes without existing ducts in the space or whatever, additions, garages, but what about energy conscious customers, right? Is this a good fit for them?
Yeah, I mean, energy, right? So the number one portion of a HVAC system where you lose the most efficiency is through your ductwork. So if you look at a typical home, call it a 2-story home. Some homes have one central system where they're trying to branch off ductwork to go upstairs, and some going downstairs. So the upstairs is always going to be warmer than the downstairs, whatever, right? Some homes are not, even if they have two systems, they're kind of fighting the downstairs temperature and upstairs temperature. All the ductwork, so much efficiency loss through ducting. The stuff just deteriorates. So
Right.
having that as a standalone system, over time just starts losing efficiency. Where now with ductless, I'm doing air quotes that you can't see. There's other types of indoor units that, yes, it's under the ductless category. That is, to your point, we've talked about, is a hybrid system, meaning some could be a wall mount like the original launch. Some can be slim ducted, which are small little ducted models that we can put in the ceiling above in the attic where no one can see it. And I'm really only putting a very small amount of ductwork on that indoor unit to cool or heat that specific zone. So the benefit of doing ductless is, instead of zoning air with ductwork and having a whole bunch of spider systems, they used to call it, a whole bunch of grills all over the place, and ducting, I can, instead of zoning with ducting, I can actually zone with the line sets from the outdoor unit, as well as zoning with the equipment. I'm putting the equipment closer to the space that I'm trying to heat or cool, and I can get more dialed in comfort in that zone.
And that eliminates the one thermostat in a common area where everybody argues over it, right? I'm too hot, I'm too cold, and there's constant adjustments with it. So with that, obviously would come some efficiency.
Oh, tons of efficiency. Absolutely. It's either in a traditional unitary, as we call it, in a traditional home where I've got an indoor and outdoor and a whole bunch of ductwork. I'm either on or I'm off. It's the fan is coming, I'm going, I'm feeling it, or I'm off. With ductless, you can hook up either one system or multiple indoor units to an outdoor unit. Now I'm actually dialing. If I don't need heat or cooling in one area, hey, I can send the demand. I can use that capacity, and I can put it somewhere else. It allows us to be more comfort at that local level versus having everything set at a set degree.
So Matt, one of the dirtiest things in your house is your ductwork, right? So this eliminates all that dirty ductwork and there's no allergens, less dust, less mold and all that stuff, right?
Yeah, it can. Absolutely. In today's trendier, more industrial style homes, and they're, much more sleek. The biggest thing from a home builder or commercial, tenant, is to maximize the space that they can sell as either a cubic square footage or square footage that they can put furniture in, right? No one wants to have a whole bunch of grills on the floor or a big giant return sitting on the side of a wall where the homeowner comes in and says, man, I'm going to put my dresser right there. You can't do that. Well, why not? You're going to block all the air. What? So builders are embracing ductless technology because now they can actually maximize the layout and the aesthetics of a room, zoning with a piece of equipment versus having a whole bunch of ductwork, as I said.
And let's not overlook the fact this equipment is quieter than traditional equipment.
Oh, it can be. Absolutely. I mean, just from the outdoor unit, you wouldn't even know it's on because you could see that fan maybe always kind of circulating and very, very, very slow. But again, these things are super efficient. And because they're not blowing a ton of air that a central system would blow, you're blowing less air but on a more efficient motor. And that's where you get your lower noise levels.
Well, Matt, this has been very informative, and I think let's dive into a future podcast of how we would go about selecting a ductless system. And for those of you that want us to reach out on a topic or want something discussed on our show, please reach out to us at decoding HVAC podcast at gmail.com. Thank you.